Let's answer the following questions. So first, we have to determine f of phi. If you look at the graph, we see that f of phi is 1 because we have a closed circle at 1. That is when x equal to 5, f of 5 equals 1. So we see that f of phi equals 1. Now let's answer this. That is a limit when x approaches 7 from the left of f of x. So looking at the graph of the function, we have x approaching 7 from the left. So it is basically in this direction. And when x approaches 7 from the left, we see that f of x is approaching 6 because this value is closer to 6. So we see that this limit equals 6. Now let's answer the other limit. That is when x approaches 1 from the right. So we have to look at closer to 1. So f of x is approaching 1. When x approaches 1 from the right, f of x is approaching 1. So we see that this limit is 1. Now let's answer the last limit. That is when limit of x approaches 1 of f of x. For this, we need to understand the limit x approaches 1 from the left. We have to determine these two limits as well as limit x approaches 1 from the right f of x. If only if these two limits are approaching to the same value, we say that the limit of this x approaches 1 f of x exists. So let's determine that. Notice that we have already answered this one, that is a limit of x approaches 1 plus, which is found to be 1. So we just have to evaluate this limit, that is limit of x approaches 1 from the left. Looking at the graph of the function, this is x is approaching 1 from the left. So clearly it is, that is the function is approaching 4. So we see that this limit equals 4. Now when we compare these two limits, we see that these two limits are not the same. And this means this limit, that is x approaches 1 from the x approaches 1 of f of x, does not exist. So we write down D and E.